Guys, welcome back. It is the 3rd of June. It is Saturday morning. We're taking a look. We'll take a look at Bitcoin, and we'll take a look here this morning. Casper, Tether, USDT, daily chart, getting another move down. So Friday, which was the 2nd yesterday of June, looks like Casper closed in the red, 0.43%, nothing crazy. And then we're down another 1.48%. But more importantly than that, we are sitting at a just below a what was support for many weeks, dating back to April of this year. So about 2 months ago. That level is 466. We're actually back above it now. So 0.0466 has acted as support. You can see on this candle right here, the 22nd of April, a couple candles in here in May, a couple more in May, the end of May, once again yesterday, and then today we actually traded below it. So if we take a look back, let's go left on our charts. Right here, we had a double top come in, so February of this year, and then we really hit that level. The high was 466 on the 4th of March, and we traded lower basically until the end of March. So that 466 area is important. It also ended up being resistance over here in October of last year, 2022. So what's my thoughts here? Well, we talked about this a little bit in yesterday's video. We'll do a quick weekend recap here for this Saturday morning, pretty early. Most people, at least on the East Coast, probably not quite awake yet. The birds are. You can hear the birds chirping outside. So we are finding some volatility here, basically between 466 and then 509, 522, 524. So this whole range right here is where the price has been, call it ping-ponging in between, hitting the lower support, finding resistance at the upper support, and everything in between. So, like I said, hang around to the end. We're going to take a quick look at Bitcoin, similar to yesterday's video. So there's a chance, of course, guys, that the price, although it is nice to see it finding support here, my fear is, it's not too much of a fear. You get to buy at lower prices, is that at least we get some kind of a pretty aggressive break here. So undercutting all of these major lows here, and we get a major break down to, 435 is a potential stopping point. More importantly than that, 415, I think will have more support than 435. It could simply be something along the lines of a big candle down that ends up being bought and reverses and gets a strong close. So essentially what that is, whoever they are that control the markets and the pricing, running stops. So we talked about this yesterday, actually. They'll send the market, for this example, would be lower, below all. They send it lower, undercutting a bunch of major lows, which therefore triggers stops in the market, stops people out who are long, and then they just reverse the market back to the upside, and you get a strong close. You'll see that in reverse too. You'll see it to the upside. The market will break out. Here's an example over in here, minus the candle wick. We broke out on the 3rd of March. A big reversal on the 4th, market traded lower. So it triggered a bunch of long trades, and then obviously market went lower, ultimately going higher. But yeah, so that's something that could happen. So just keep that in the back of your mind. It's not a crazy move down, assuming it stops down there at 415 from where we're trading at today. You have a, call it 6.5, and then you have a, call it a 11% move lower potentially. Doesn't mean we'll, stop at 415 if the price goes down. For 365, 363 are also levels down here. But like I said, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, and I think that will ultimately carry over into something like Casper. And there is the chance that the price finds support here. Once again, it has in the past, and we begin to move back up, still within this ping pong range, back up to 509, 522, 524. But so far we have this high right here, traded down, and so far we have a lower high. And this is basically a floor of support here. We print a major lower low. So that's just a couple different scenarios that could play out. Ultimately, we'll look back on this. We'll see what happens. If Bitcoin does well, there's a good chance Casper finds support, moves on higher. Bitcoin gets crushed and breaks its support, there's a good chance Casper heads lower. So we're at a breaking point here, either going lower or we're going to rally back up into that 509, 522, 24 area. So let me know your thoughts on Casper down in the video comments, of course. And let's take a look at Bitcoin BTC right here. So we're taking a look at Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is doing something similar, as in really not getting anywhere. So just like Casper, support is at, I believe it was 466. We have support down here for Bitcoin. We rallied up, couldn't get above that 28,249 level that we spoke about. I don't know how many days or so ago it was, but that we rallied up to that, which was nice, but then we reversed off of it on the 29th of May. Traded down. Yesterday actually was a decent day for Bitcoin, up 1.57, and today is basically a unchanged day, down 0.3%. So we have a higher low here for Bitcoin. Well, let's actually take a step back. We have two things going on here. We have a higher high, which got pushed back down at the 249 level. Then we have a higher low. And so far, we're sitting in a point where, is Bitcoin going to roll over and put in another lower low, or is Bitcoin going to rally here and put in another higher high? Talked about this in the past as well, that so we're essentially, let me clean up this chart a little bit, make more sense if I change this. So we have this topping pattern here, right? For Bitcoin, we got that break. Market was bought up on the 12th of May. We're in the middle of a potential, I should say, trend, a change in trend right here. So market did put in a higher high. Market pulls back. Essentially, this is a higher low. Sometimes the moves out of this higher low can be explosive and big to the upside. People get bearish again when this market pulls back, but sometimes you can see a big rally to the upside. Everybody gets bearish. Everybody's on the wrong side of the market. The market breaks out big time. So keep that in mind as well. Like I said, we don't know what's going to happen here. We could roll over, putting in another lower low. This is we have a higher high, and then we put in a lower high, and then another lower low. So we're in that neutral zone, been in there for a little while now for Bitcoin. So got to have some patience. But just like Casper, we got some pretty major resistance here at the 249. It is nice to see support down here, double bottom, and then we rallied up to 249. That was a pretty big rally off of, 26.23 is our support. And, that's an 8.5% rally in 1, 2, 3, call it 4 days. Not too bad. So we'll have to see. Keeping our eye on Bitcoin, keeping our eye on the Casper levels as well. XRP, on the other hand here, essentially broke out yesterday from this overhead resistance level, getting a pullback, getting a test today. We'll see if that holds. Yesterday's candle was nice, 3.69% for XRP. You guys have a good one. Thanks for hanging around. Join us here on the channel. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Have a great weekend. Take care.